Well, I'm back, and it's July 7th, 2010. I'm on the southeast side of Mount Adams. You can see the snow patches. We're just at about snow line. Brought my skis. I'm going to be here 3 nights. I thought I'd get in a little farther. The trail's right down there, goes along the bottom of this little hill, and you can see back in there where the snowpack starts. And just past these trees, a few hundred yards, the meadows start. There's 3 or 4 meadows that kind of link up to the upper trail, around the mountain trail, which is probably buried right now in snow. There's a heat wave in Portland, probably about 95 degrees now. We're maybe 80 degrees, and there was a nice cool breeze. Very pleasant hike in. It was a very peaceful night up here. Set up here right on the edge. Had a nice far-reaching view here, over here. Well, I've gone through a couple meadows now, steady climbing up on the snowpack. And luckily, there have been some blazes on the trees. And a very, very faint snowmobile path through here, and I can see how the trees are widened, resembling a trail. And here you see there's some blue blazes on the trees going down. So there's just a couple of these I have to look for. And also the creek I can hear over here. It's been meandering through the meadows. If I can find that coming out, I'll be fine. I don't really think there's a whole lot more. I see a huge meadow up here. You can see there the sun is shining on the snow, and you can see the light. I would be skiing, but it's a little bumpy, and falling down with this pack on is just energy draining. So I can walk just fine on this snowpack. It's kind of incredible that this pack is here. It started roughly at 5,700 feet. I don't think we have a whole lot more to go. Oh, yeah. That's called post-holing. That's not really fun. I hear the creek. Maybe I'll fill up the bladder. Yeah, this is a pretty good adventure. Here we are in another meadow. It's a little iffy. I put this branch here. You can see the post has some faint paint on it. Down there on that dead tree, there's a blue line, you can see. And generally, it's just been going up at that angle. Well, over here, I see a kind of a post or a stick. I'd like to follow the trail up. It's always a good idea. So I guess I'm gonna check that post out and maybe skirt the meadow. Usually when a trail stops, you're best to just continue in the direction that the trail was going, which was that way. Sort of looks like a little saddle through here, and I see there's some light coming through there. There's Mount Adams, you can see. And basically my spot is in that direction. Well, I've climbed up a bit, and just up here you can see it's opening up a bit. You can see the high slopes. Most likely once I get up there it'll be all open and I can see where I'm headed. We've got a few creeks, smaller creeks you can hear down in here, that pretty much all funnel down to Gotchen Creek, which is the main creek that I followed up all the way from where I parked. And just to make sure I get the right one and hit that trail, I've done some marking here. Something that doesn't look natural. One, I get here, I hear the water. Well, down there's another one. Where is it at? Yeah, right through here. So I've placed a few markers along the way just to play it safe. And a little more. I'm gonna have to make sure I mark this area well enough, because it is really important I funnel in to this area here. And the trail pretty much just goes in this direction, and that's the way the water is draining, this way, and then it hangs a left before the lava flow. This is pretty interesting. I just noticed this mark here in the tree looks very much like a trail marker. So I'm sitting here and I look around and there it is. There's a paint mark on that tree there, a red one. So I am on the trail. My guess is that it just goes right down through here. Good news. I'm in the right place. Well, this is about it. Going a little farther, I am familiar with that rock outcropping there. And let's see, you can hardly see. I can hardly see, maybe you can see. But just past that is where I've camped a few times. A little curious to see if there's even a dry spot there. The rocks look dry on top. Here's an indication, like just this little spot here is dry. Chances are good that I'll find a place, and I know there's a bit of a water trickle up there. Here again, making the mark, kind of perpendicular to the direction I need to go. I've set up probably about 6 or so of these things. Not really that far to where I lost the trail, but far enough that I could get lost quite easily. Half a mile or something like that. Here we are, nice and set up. Nice dry spot, flat. There's the snow right there. Yep, and there, and down there, and right here, and there. are my skis. I'm just camped right on top of that rock outcropping. I didn't go up any higher. There's a place that I've been a couple times before. Yeah, I've got a really nice water supply right down here, accessible. Look at that. And that's cold, ice cold. Took me a few minutes to get that water. It's a little tricky getting down that slope because it slides right down, and then there's like a cave where it goes that way. But actually this water just springs right up here out of the side of a rock. So happy to find this place. And this is where I came in. Maybe you can see the ski tracks down there. Right out there. Got my markers set. Once I'm down there, basically it's just a straight shot that way, and what do we have to look at? Well, a little hazy, but Mount Hood. It's like I go right in the direction towards Mount Hood. So I think I'm fine. This is great. A little hot, and just had a few mosquitoes once I hit the snow. There weren't any last night. There aren't any up here, which is good. But I'll bet any day now they're just going to be swarming. So this is what I've got to work with. Little slopes and runs and stuff like that. And there's the mountain up there. So I need to hydrate now, and probably eat and rest a little bit, and I'll venture out. This is what I've got to play with. Finally got out of the tent. I had to move it. It was in direct sunlight and it just wasn't going to work. So I'm in a cluster of trees. My camp, oh boy, I don't know, I think I'm down there somewhere. Right in there. I haven't been skiing long, 15 minutes. But this is fabulous. Look at this. It's just a playground. Well, I've got a very good view here atop this boulder. This is probably, I'm going to take a ski run from up here down there. Be a nice little run. It looks nice and smooth. And then I came up, I think, just on the other side of that row of trees there. Over here, I just saw what I think was a fox over here. It was kind of charcoal black colored and a big fluffy tail. Could have been a coyote, but I think it was a fox. So over here is Little Mount Adams. There's Mount Adams up there. Pretty close. Pretty high up. Snow's not too bad. Nice and packed. Kind of fun. I haven't gone down much, but we're gonna do it. I guess I can go off in this direction. I'm only 45 minutes maybe up. And I don't even want to guess to where my campsite is. Just have to follow my tracks back. Yay! Hooray! Oh, it's all bumpy. Yeah! Uh-oh. Man, this is hella here. We're gonna wreck, I think. Yeah. Well, good thing we didn't do that. Well, once we can go around. I'm scared. Look at that drop off right there. Ooh. Well, I want to go that way. Let's go sideways down this. Maybe we can run this. I don't know. I've never fallen with this camera. I don't know what'll happen. I could lose all the data on the disc. Okay. There's the tracks. Whoa! Oh, hell no. This is all bumpy. A safe zone. That was fun, man. Uh-oh. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, hell. Oh, that's the one we were supposed to come down. That one. Our camp is right over there. My camp's over here. I'm gonna try one more action cam. See what I mean? Where'd we start? I guess this is it. Friday morning, and we're dealing with the heat. I woke up probably at 4. I was up for a couple hours and worrying where the sun would come up. Finally it came up, and then I went back to sleep. It did hit the tent, got it warm now. The sun is moving behind these trees, and there's going to be some shade. I had to set up my mosquito net here. The bugs are out. The mosquitoes are slowly coming out. Little tiny ones. They're really hard to see. I've been bitten a few times. So this is great because I can cook here. And I can get some cool air from this snow. When this tent door is shut, there isn't much ventilation, even though there's a big screen here. It's nice to have a little flow of cool air coming in. I just finished my coffee and my breakfast, and we're going to go out skiing. The last time I was here on skis was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I had a bad accident, and I'm still feeling the injury. I crashed into a boulder, landed right on the top of my butt, and most likely killed a bunch of nerves. So, a little spooky out here. I've got some company. Clark's Nutcrackers. Old Papu. These birds only are up at about 6,000 feet. You know that you're getting up high in elevation when you see these guys. And they usually make a loud noise. Well, I was just hanging out here in these really ancient lodgepole pines. That one's got to be 200-300 years old. For them to get that big up here, it takes a long time. This is Upper Bird Creek Meadows, and I'm just gonna go right up there, and that's about as far as I can go. Right over here where there's that little dry patch is where about 3 or 4 springs just spring right out. It's just beautiful, beautiful water. I may even get up on that slope there. That's a very, very gentle slope. And just over these rocks are goat populations. Mountain goats, albino white mountain goats. I've gone up around there quite a few times and just about come face to face with them. It's pretty warm. It's been warm the last 2 days. It's got to be close to 80 up here. But what's nice is being close to this snow and on this snow, when a little breeze picks up, it's nice and cool. Nice and cool, like a little bit of air conditioning. Curious to see what's going on down in the valley. Portland, supposed to be a heat wave there. Well, I've gone about as far as I'm going to go. You can see there's another deep valley here. There's even a lake down there. That's Little Mount Adams right there. That's the Ridge of Wonders. Look how much snow is here yet. There's probably a good 8 or 10 feet right here. Beautiful day, fabulous. You know, it's taken maybe an hour and a half to get here, and it's only going to be a 20-minute trip back. There's the mountain. Well, I've reached the high point, probably, of this trip. It's all downhill now. I've probably climbed about 1,000 feet. Didn't really feel like much. Just kind of taking it easy, picking smooth lines. Just over there, let's see, where is it? Hard to see through this thing sometimes. I think that's where I stopped and looked at the old trees. We're going to stop and fill up on the water at that spring. I'm going to try to get some action cam. I'm a little hesitant, but here we go. A little steep here. I'm gonna try to turn. Oh! Did it. Have to do another turn here. This was by far the funnest slope. I just creamed my butt right there. I don't know if you can see that line. I would take it down the side. I can't go that way, it's a little too steep. And then I turn, and this last time I went up this way and then came and turned trying to make it over this way, but there were too many bumps. And you can see the tracks. Luckily, you know, there's that big boulder right there. It's kind of taking a risk on my part, because usually when I find a hill to go down, I scope it out and my tracks are there, and I make marks sometimes if there's an obstacle or a tree or boulder or something. The first time I came down, I tried to turn before these trees and I couldn't quite do it and fell, but this run was pretty good. Well, I was back at camp and hydrated, rested, had some food, and now it's after 5, probably 6 or 6:30 maybe. I've traveled out to the spot that I wanted to camp on years ago, but it's just a beautiful view from up here. Down there you'll see the lava flow. That's where I was 1 month ago, skiing down on the snow there. Probably started way back there. You can see the edge. The wind has picked up. That's great, because yesterday it was just still and hot. This is perfect. Yeah, check it out. I had thoughts of going up that ridge line, but it looks pretty dangerous now. Those thoughts I had when I was skiing down there, because you could actually just follow that line up and hook up to that ridge. I think that's Suskdorf Ridge, maybe. Again, a big cloud buildup out there. Mount Hood, a little hazy. I tell you, I wouldn't want to be down there by Mount Jefferson. It's just got to be a nightmare. You can see those clouds over the mountain, just past it. You can see a well-defined path coming down Mount Adams from the hikers today. Well, I just averted a bad deal. There's a nugget of a hole that I could have fallen through. You know, I shouldn't be this close to these rocks, but if you look right up here, there's solid ground, grass growing and stuff. But you know, that's only about 4 or 5 feet deep. But boy, oh boy, it put a little shiver in my spine. Watch those rocks, man. Don't get close. The other thing too is this snowpack here is really soft right now, but the minute that sun goes over that ridge and the shadow covers it, it just basically turns rock hard. Really just extremely slick. It's crazy how that works. But that was a close call. It's a totally different day. It's Saturday. And look at these clouds. I saw them coming in last night. There's even a lower layer down there, almost looks like smoke. This, especially over there, looks like rain. That's okay with me. I'm getting out of here. This is something else. There's got to be 30 climbers on that slope right now. Weekend warriors. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this trip. Hopefully find my way through those meadows. I don't think it's a problem. I got a good look of what I have to deal with, and it's just pretty much straight ahead right through those meadows at that angle. You can kind of see here. I'm just gonna head that way where my first marker was, and then it goes like this, straight down like this. You can see the opposite wall of that valley. A little patch of snow there. It just kind of goes down at an angle like that, right straight towards Mount Hood, which is a little clearer today. And then about a 4 or 5 mile hike after the snow. It was a great trip. Yesterday was one of the best days of my life. That's disconcerting. Those are my markers that I set in the snow. They were all standing up 2 days ago. So now I'm just gonna have to bail out of here from memory. Hopefully I can find my rows of sticks that fell down. Well, it's not all that horrible because I just have to go in this direction, and there's a kind of a ridge up this way and a ridge up this way, and this way is the lava flow, and also I follow the water, so I think I'm fine. This is a relief. We found the trail. Was super nervous this morning, and very difficult to ski with that big pack.